What do you think about skateboarding?
Well, I think it's a little dangerous.
It's like, man, skateboarding changes you in ways that you could never essentially try or go learn in a few sessions. It comes from years and years of getting back up. It changes you from inside, not from here. In the same way, the culture of it. You know a skater, you didn't have to say much. And it's not just what you wear, and there's just something to them, you know. And that's that tacit knowledge, that bit you can't put your finger on.
Even though that knowledge comes from slamming yourself into the concrete thousands of times just to do a little flip-de-doo on your wooden toy, and even though it's a little bit psychotic, I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm making this video because honestly I would recommend it to other people. So many have tried and failed to express how grateful they are to skateboarding for throwing them into the concrete, and I'm sure to as well, but I'm sure gonna try. When you fall on your skateboard, there's one of two things happening. Either it's a bail or a slam. A bail is premeditated, and that's more or less just management of failure, jumping ship, and minimizing injury so that way you can try again. A slam isn't on purpose, and it kind of sucks, but over time, it gets easier because you learn how to fall smarter, and you gain resilience, wanting to get back up again, try again, and change your approach a little bit. That's the thing that Rodney was talking about that you can't learn through books. It can be extremely beneficial going through those scary situations skateboarding because there's not too much other training in life on how to deal with danger or failure. When a skateboarder refuses to put on pads, I mean, sure, it's a bit being hard-headed. I mean, how else would we be throwing ourselves into concrete just to do a little flip-de-doo? But I mean, it's also wanting to expose yourself to the harsh realities of life in a way that you're under control of. Life isn't always under your control, and things can get a bit scary, and at least when you're hucking yourself down a flight of stairs, you're the one that's jumping. Whether you succeed or fail, you only have yourself to blame. There's no relying on other people, which is why skateboarding is a perfect fit for people who grew up with unreliable circumstances. Unlike most sports programming where you just get bossed around by some coach with a chip on his shoulder saying things like,
hey, you can't do it this way, you gotta do it this way. Or you play now or you don't play at all. And I was like, fuck this. And that's why I love skateboarding, because nobody told me how to do it or any of that.
Skateboarding can be incredibly empowering to kids who feel like otherwise they have no agency in the world around them, especially if they are landlocked in a sprawling area only traversable by car. The concrete wasteland around them becomes the best playground ever. For the most part, the person we have to thank for that is Mark Gonzalez. We've been watching him fall down for the past 2 minutes. Him and his partner, Not His Compass, are responsible for taking technical skateboarding from the vert ramp to the streets, where it's more accessible to most people. Not His Compass was quoted having said, "The possibilities that the Ollie brought were so exciting that it made it hard to sleep sometimes." That quote leaves me speechless. I just love the idea of creating things outside of the scope of what's already inside our brain. Completely original thoughts baffle me. It makes me so happy that I found a passion that can leave people restless because there are still things to innovate no matter what age they are. I really hope that I never lose that drive to innovate and make new things, and I hope I keep the physical ability to flop onto a manual pad 40 times at age 54 like Mark Gonzalez, and I never want to stop hanging out with my friends or playing in the street. You didn't quit skateboarding because you got old. You got old because you quit skateboarding.
You can be at a session at the park and you have people that are 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60 in the same session socially interacting. It's amazing.
Truly.
Okay? You don't go to the baseball field and see a team of people playing baseball 5 generations.
I want to be just like the last 2 people shown on screen. They were both in their 80s. The first one who dropped in is 81, and the one on the longboard right here is 87. Gunter, you're a beast.